Sometimes life can be a whiplash. Just ask Daniel Suarez after winning Mexico a few weeks ago, his home country race, and now he is being fired.
You're fired.
And if you haven't seen the news, Trackhouse and Suarez mutually are parting ways, which is more or less Trackhouse saying, get out, we got Zilich on the way, at least that's the rumor. And I wanted to talk not about what happened really, but why this keeps happening and what I think Suarez can do long term that maybe can make his career extend longer and be more competitive. And I think there's actually a little more hope than some people might give. For instance, let's look back. How does this keep happening? Well, first off, he goes to Gibbs Racing and is basically in January thrust into the number 19 car in 2017 for Carl Edwards as replacement as Edwards retired at the last possible second. And I will say that I don't care really which young driver you have at the time, any driver is going to struggle in that scenario because you're not prepared. You're prepared more for an Xfinity season, getting ready for all of that, not having any Cup experience before that, and he got thrown full-time into that car. Now, I will say he had 2 years in that car, 2017 and 2018. And his second year was worse than his first. So I can't say that he in any way deserved to be in that ride after those 2 years. And of course, they moved on. He moved over to the number 41 with Stewart-Haas Racing in position of where Kurt Busch was for the 2019 season in the 41 car, and he finished 17th, best of the rest out of the playoffs, which is decent enough. I guess it's an improvement, but it's definitely not something that I think should be the standard of where that car and team was at that time. And they thought the same thing. They moved on from him after the 2019 season. There was really nowhere to go, so he went back to the Toyota family, and he went to the Gaunt Brothers racing team in the 96, where he missed the Daytona 500 in 2020 and ran pretty bad for 35 races. 31st in points, nothing really all that great. But he got what he at the time called the greatest opportunity of his career with Trackhouse Racing in 2021 to drive the number 99 Upstart team. This team, again, had no expectations, and I remember early on, really, he didn't do all that great, but there was that time he competed for the win at the Bristol Dirt Race, and you knew that there were some sparks here, both with the team as well as with him. He, again, through the years, did all right. He won at Sonoma, making the playoffs for the first time in 2022, and he was part of an amazing photo finish at Atlanta in 2024. But in the last 4 years, it's been up and down, 25th in points to 10th, then back to 19th, then to 12th, and this year he's not faring much better. It is incredibly obvious why Justin Marks and co. are moving on from him because, quite frankly, while the team has improved, Suarez is the same driver. Yeah, that 10th and 12th look good until you realize the playoffs really hyperinflate a lot of mediocre drivers who get a win. He was not the 10th or 12th best driver in either of those seasons. He was roughly in the middle of the pack. And I think that it should be led to a simple conclusion here about Daniel Suarez. It's not to be mean. I think Daniel Suarez is one of the nicest people out there, but on a professional standard, Daniel Suarez is not, and in my opinion will never be, an elite NASCAR Cup Series driver. Daniel Suarez is not going to be competing for championships in his career in the Cup Series. He's not going to probably be having multi-win seasons, and if he does, it'll be a fluke. That does not mean that he is a terrible driver, but he's drove for two powerhouses. Obviously with Gibbs Racing, and a lot of people forget just how damn good Stewart-Haas Racing was in the 2019 season and the seasons before and after that. They were a great team at one point. So he drove for those powerhouses, as well as the best non-powerhouse team with Trackhouse, and he got the same results roughly in every single one of those seasons. That is not indicative of somebody who's improving. That's indicative of somebody who has reached their ceiling, which is something sad to say about Suarez because his ceiling is mediocrity. But the thing is, too, he's also 34 years old. That does not mean that he is cooked, doesn't make him old. He's not like Kyle Busch, where you really have to wonder if these are the golden years being wasted away. But at the same time, in 2026, when he's 34 years old, He is not going to get the same opportunities a young driver would get as their first big break, or something like what Ross Chastain got driving for Ganassi and then driving for Trackhouse. You're not going to get that. Everywhere he's went, everyone's outperformed him. Joe Gibbs Racing, his teammates outperformed him each year he was there. Stewart-Haas Racing, he was outperformed each year he was there. And Trackhouse, every year head-to-head, Ross Chastain has beat Daniel Suarez head-to-head. Again, he's never going to be that franchise guy. But it doesn't mean that Suarez is a scrub. He still can win in the NASCAR Cup Series, on a road course, on a super speedway. If the stars align, you give him a good opportunity and a good car, he can deliver for you. The problem is, to be a good and great Cup driver, you don't need the stars to always align to get a win. You can will your way to a victory. You can grab victory out of the jaws of defeat. Suarez, in my opinion, can't do that, but he can still win in Xfinity when he's given the best rides out there. When he is in top-tier powerhouse equipment down there, he runs well. He won the Xfinity race at Mexico with JRM. He's won an Xfinity championship in 2016. He can be an elite driver down there. So what's the best option? To me, for Suarez's career and for everybody to mostly win in this situation, I think Daniel Suarez needs to go on the rumor that's been going around the Xfinity garage this past week and few weeks. A driver and ride swap between himself and Zilich, the two drivers, and between JRM and Trackhouse. I think if Daniel Suarez brings the sponsorship down there, if he has enough to fund a full Xfinity season, he should take the 88 car from where Zilich is coming from and go for an Xfinity title or two. One way or another, he will be successful. He could go down there, show out, and maybe get another Cup ride down the line. You know, there's going to be a lot of movement after the 2026 season, and he might be able to vault himself into that conversation again. Or he could be, say, an Elliott Sadler type. Go down to the Xfinity Series after not making it out in Cup, and then from there, putting together a solid career that everyone can remember, a legacy. It's not perfect. It's not the top of the top, but the Xfinity Series is on a high right now. They have over 1 million people watching just about every week. Why not? It's about the same as what they get for the Cup Atlanta race this past week. Go for it. Where do you think that Daniel Suarez should go in 2026? JRM? Do you think he should try any Cup ride that'll keep him? Maybe colleague? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like in this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great and fun NASCAR content. Thank you so much to all my channel members for your continued support, and be sure to watch NWP tonight on Danny B Talks channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Got a lot to talk about, including Suarez and more. So until then, have a good one.